It's good to see you. Welcome back. It feels like it's been ages since I've done one of these, and that's because, well, it really has. It must be about a week or so since I've done one of these ones. So thank you for bearing with me. Of course, it was a very busy back end of last week. I did hope to, of course, film one of these last week. If you are watching, or of course you're watching, what I was just away to say there, as I am filming this, it is Monday the 20th, and it is lunchtime on Monday the 20th. I did plan on doing one last Wednesday. Of course, many that will be watching Crafters TV will know, of course, Shana went not well, so I ended up dropping down in tools and then going in, of course, just to cover the rest of the shifts. And then I had shows. I was at QVC UK, then at Hobby Maker, and then this past weekend, as I say, it is Monday the 20th of November. I've got a funny feeling I said Monday the 10th. Did I say Monday the 10th? Anyway, if I did, I mean Monday the 20th. If I didn't say it, and I did actually say Monday the 20th, well, we're all good. We're all fine. So yes, I spent the weekend putting all the train decks and that up. The only thing I've not done just yet is behind me, and that is because I want to do this one first and then put them up before I get a head start of what my way to start refilming. You guys know what I'm on about. You know what I'm on about. Let's just face it, it's all about the advent calendar. We're going to be doing that soon as well, so that's going to be getting done. So if you have got the advent calendar, then this is where you need to come along each day throughout December and watch the tutorials that I'm going to be doing with them. If you've not got the advent calendar, you're still more than welcome to come along and watch. Maybe you'll get some ideas, hints and tips with what I'm doing, and you can put your own stance on them. That's up to yourself. But what we are going to be doing within this one here is we're going to keep it quite simple for this one. But we're going to do what you guys love, and that's bringing in the old with the new together. So therefore, we're going to come along and we're going to be doing our paper pads. But what paper pads are we going to be doing? We're going to be using, of course, the ombre glitter. Of course we are. The ombre glitter card. Now, mine's are unopened because I may have pinched some from our demo set in the studio last week because I needed to do a few bits and I didn't actually have them, so I pinched a few from our studio set. So I'm going to be using those, but we've got, in actual fact, I'm sure I've got one of each, so I've got two of each design when it comes to these ones. Aren't these absolutely stunning? So we've got our 4 designs, and then you're going to get 6 of each. So if we bring in the next one, so then that one there, you've got kind of like your pinks with your mints. You've then got your pinks with your purples. We've then got the pinks with the teals. That is exactly the same, Craig. No, it's not. No, you're right enough, Craig. You're right enough. You've then got your pink. That's more of your mint, isn't it? And then you've got your rainbow as well. Absolutely love these ones. Shedless glitter, so of course, you know, they don't shed, which is what you want. Really good for any of your bladed cutting machines. You can use them. So I think let's do my favourite one when it comes to the full set. We've got, I think I've maybe used all of my favourite ones. Yes, I have. Right, so my favourite one out of them all is that one. You know me, you know I love my mints. So that is that one. Now I could use the 12x12, but I'm just going to stick with the 6x6. And let's do, see if, oh, I really want to use up what I've done here. So let's, I tell you what, there we go. There's one without a chunk out the edge of it. So we're going to use that one. So let's pop that one out of the way. And we're going to use some white card. So I've not got anything prepped or ready. I've got what I think I'm going to be using. So therefore, the brand new pads, I'm going to use some white multi-purpose. I'm going to use some of our black shedless glitter because I think that would work. I'm going to use, oh, that's a little bit extra from the pack, some acetate. What we're also going to then do, if I bring in, get my head out of the way there, Craig, and reach over. This is where we're going to bring the old with the new. So the new paper pads with our old sentiments. This one I'm using is the Happy Birthday sentiment from the Expression. So if you've got that one, then you can be using that one. If not, then you can use any other one. But what we are going to do is, because that's got a matte and layer dye, we're going to use and turn that into a shaker. And for the shakers, I'm going to use what I absolutely love using. And these are called micro beads. So as you can see from here, it's Stix2 that does them. They're clear beads. They're tiny, 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 minute little beads that you can hear. So we're going to be using that. We're going to do let's do 7x7 card blank, because I want to keep that at 6x6. So let's do 7x7 and let's dive straight in. So let's do, so if that's that. So let's bring in my guillotine. We're going to use my paper trimmer to gut. So for this one, I know that paper pad is 6x6. Just to say as well, if you hear kind of like a noise, a fan noise, it's because I've got the heater on behind me. So that's what that noise is, just in case you're picking up. I don't think it's been picked up. I'm looking at the mic bar on the software that I use. I don't think it's been picked up. But if you do hear a light humming fan noise, blowing noise, it's the actual, well, it's the heater that I've got going. So with the paper pad being 6x6, let's go 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, which is here. That's that one, just there. I'm going to mute you for 2 apologies for that one there. It was just I could see, I could see quite literally that the Christmas songs that I've got in the background are being picked up from my mic. And if that happens and YouTube captures it, what can happen is they'll mute sections. So I was just asking my device to turn down a little bit quieter. And obviously I didn't want to say the device's name because all of your guys would go off. So let's use our black shadless glitter card, and I've trimmed that to 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. So that gives me my matte and layer with my white. Oh gosh, that was meant to be 6 1/2, Craig, you dipstick. Let's take another one. So 6 1/2 by 6 1/2. So these ones I am going to keep quite chunky. I'm going to keep at the 1/4 inch increment matte and layer. So let's go in there. And then let's go into there. So there we go. Keeping it as simple with the mattes and layers. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, what I want to do, I know I've talked about gutting before, and I won't gut all layers because I want to keep, you know, strength and stability. So because I've got 2 layers, white and shadless glitter cardstock, how do I determine which one that I'm going to gut? Well, what is the most precious to me? Well, to me, the most precious is my black shadless glitter card. That is more precious. I've got an abundance of white multi-purpose cardstock or white cardstock, so I'm not bothered about gutting that. That's still going to create the strength and the stability, but what I can do is I can then come along and then I can actually gut the centre of my card. So what I'm going to do as well, just so you can see, let's show and go over the gutting. Now I can do just a very quick gut, but with this, because it's 6 1/2 by 6 1/2 inches, let's say I wanted a perfect, say I wanted a perfect 1/2 inch frame all the way around. What I'm going to do is, now I'm looking onto the right hand side here, so there's the 1 inch, that's actually the 1/2 inch there. Let's actually go 3/4 inch, so I'm going to go right up to the 3/4 inch. When it comes to the measurements on my paper trimmer, you've also got them all the way down the side just here. So I'm going to see how close I can get. We can see, oh, there's 0. So what I'm going to do is I want to have a look at the 3/4 of an inch mark, which is just where my fingernail is. I'm going to lift the finger bar up, and then I'm going to come all the way up just now, because I of course don't want to press down to commit, otherwise I would end up cutting. So what I want to do is where that centre point is on the top of my trimmer blade there, that is the precise point where the pinpoint detail of the V-blade is. So the little line to the side of it, I'm going to marry up to that 3/4 of an inch mark. So let's take that out. So once I'm there, I can hold down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come all the way down, because we are at 6.5, therefore obviously taking into account 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch back on that one is 5 3/4. So I'm going to come down to 5 3/4. I'm going to lift, and then I'm going to turn. So I'm going to go back to the 3/4 of an inch, and then what I try and do to prolong my blade, to get extra use out of it, I try to go back and forwards on itself. So instead of always pulling down towards me, that's then going to blunt one side of the blade a lot quicker than the other. So I try and get into the habit of going up and down, up and down. So what I mean by that, so once again, this time we're going to go to the 5 3/4 inch. We're going to press, and then I'm going to go all the way up to that 3/4 of an inch mark. Lift. I'm going to twist once again up to that 3/4 of an inch. I'm then going to close, and we're going to come down to, you guessed it, 5 3/4. So we're going to come down to 5 3/4, making sure the mark on my V-blade lines up the 5 3/4. We're going to lift, twist into, once again, up to the 3/4 of an inch. So what we can do is then we can then close. We're at the 5 3/4, so we're going to go up, and then once we've done that, what should happen is if we open, we've then got our perfect 3/4 of an inch frame all the way around, and we've got the perfect mat as well that we could be using elsewhere. So that's how I got. So I only got what is precious to me. So before we do any layering there, let's bring in our die. So we're going to bring in our happy birthday die. This is from our sentiments, and let's go in with the main outline. So for the main outline, I'm going to go as central as I can. Let's then also bring in my low tack tape. So I'm going to try and get that central tape. I'm going to bring in my plates here. So let's bring in my plates. I treated myself the other day to brand new plates, and I just opened them this morning. So we're going to run that one through. I will get into the habit, certainly when it comes to the advent calendars, of hooking another camera to look down on the G2. You just need to bear with me on that one, because that one I need to use an old iPad, and yeah, it's getting a little bit old. So then what we're going to do is we're then going to come along and take that out, remove that. So then that's going to be my aperture. That's going to be my aperture within the back. But of course, we've then got a matte layer within our perfect ombre glitter card that you can see here. If I take that off, there's a matte layer that I can be using. Then we're going to come in with our sentiment die. We're going to use the happy birthday. Remember, flip and rotate. And I've got enough offcuts of the black. I know we've got that bit that I got out the centre, but let's take that one, pop that on, and then what we're going to do, I'm going to go a bit of an angle, run that through. Even although it's our shedless glitter, you'll notice I've not put in the metal shim, leaving the metal shim without. And then once that one's cut, what we can also do is I can show you as well how that would look if you then add that onto there. Let's take that out there, move that out of the way. We're just going to spend a few minutes poking all of these out. Certainly with this one, do take your time because you've got a lot of delicate swirls. But not only that, because it's the Shedless Glitter card where you've got the backing and the coating, you do just need to take extra precaution popping all of these bits out. So let's go into there and then into there. Work our way through. You can use your die release tool if you want to. I just like using Poke Tool because I find it therapeutic. But what I would say as well, certainly with anything that's got a coating, for instance, your Shedless Glitter, I would say your Poke Tool is going to be your best friend. So let's get these last little bits out here. Let's pop these out into there. And then let's take all of that out the way. Do you know something? I've got my new Crafter's Companion disc vac. I could have used that. Now that is going to go onto there once I back that with acetate. However, as you can see here, even just that, how elegant and sophisticated does that look? Looks fab. Looks absolutely fab. But let's come in now with our back, or our main layer, for us to back with our acetate. Let's take all of these. I cannot find my tiny little oh, do you know what I could use? What I could use, where is it, Craig? Come on, here it is. I forgot I had this and not opened it yet. Essential toolkit. Forgot about that, because that's got the tiny scissors here, and it's got our Poke Tool. Right. All fingers and thumbs, there we go. I don't want to take that one out. Let's hold that in just now. Right. Rocking and rolling. Yeah, I know I took the little snippy scissors out to take to QVC with me as a spare, although I already had like 3 in my craft trolley, and I've obviously put it back into my craft trolley instead of bringing it home, and then I left my craft trolley down at Hobby Maker in case I need it Wednesday, Thursday. So just filling in these bits, and then all that I need to do is take a little bit there, roughly. All that I'm going to do is just kind of roughly measure that, which is about 4 inches. So let's say 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches. There we go. It should be enough to pop onto the back. Yes, it is, but I just need to trim that a little bit. So that layer is 6 inches. So let's do 5 3/4. Let's do 5 3/4. We can then take all of this off with a Poke Tool. Hey, I like this Poke Tool. Yeah. Really nice and comfortable in the hand. You'll know what I mean when it comes to Poke Tools. You ever wonder if you're around non-crafters and talk about poke tools, what the heck they must think? So there we go, sandwiching that onto the back there, just so that I'm covering, of course, that aperture. I've gone a little bit of a wonk, so let's just undercut along there. Let me take a drink. Right. So that will go into there, but we need to add foam pads to the back. Now what you can do, of course, if you've got the strips that I like to use, you can use that. What I do have is I've got this massive Mahusive roll. This is 4mm in depth. It's also Stix2 that does it, but it's a huge roll of foam. But once again, it's 4mm thickness. And all that I'm going to do is, to start with, I'm going to go all the way around the outer edge. So I'm going to work my way all the way around, still making sure that there's no gaps. And then fill all that into there, up to the edge. So I wouldn't worry too much if you have actually got gaps in those bits, because that's not going to matter. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of close this off there, and then close this off there. So I just want to make sure there's no gaps there, and then no gaps there. You can section these little bits off if you want to. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to leave it as it is. So that's that one. So first of all, let's take our white cardstock, and because it is a shedless glitter card, we want to use our tacky glue, PVA glue. Not PVA, well, it's kind of PVA glue, it's more of a craft glue, to do with the water content, less water content. So I'm using that. You'll probably have, I use of course Stix2, you might have your Collal tacky glue or another brand, whatever brand you want to use you can do. And then let's take go back to my double-sided tape, because of course I've used my tacky glue because that is he says, as that comes off. Let that dry for a bit, Craig, let it dry. Let's add a little bit more. So let's add that all the way around to the edges. Can't remember what I was saying there. Oh yeah, because it is our shedless glitter card, I therefore want to have my wet adhesive. But then when it comes to all the other layers, you know by now, I love my double-sided tape. So let's hold and press that a little bit longer. Let's just go for that now. Add that in. What I'm also going to do as well, just add that little bit extra security. Not that it really needs it, but let's take advantage of that gut framework. I'm just going to put some tape in there. So these inner tape pieces, I wouldn't necessarily take the backing off of that. I'm just using it as an extra way to hold around that frame, because I am going to take that central bit out. Let's come in with our card blank here. So I've got my 7x7 card blank. This is Stix2's card blanks that I'm using. I know we do our own now as well, but I've got loads of Stix2's and I will keep on using them because they're always my go-to, my favourite. And then we just want to make sure that we've got this aligned, which we do. So I'm going to take the backing off first of all. So let's take the backing off here, all the way around into here. So take your time when taking them off. So it's irrelevant of what foam on a roll you're using, whether it is actual foam on a roll. I want to have the depth, not necessarily because of the microbeads I'm using, because they're so tiny and fine, but I wanted that extra height, hence why I've gone in. Now before I go and commit to that stick, I'm going to take my microbeads here. So I'm going to go into the centre, and I am wanting to use quite a lot of, probably, actually I might use them all of what I've got left. There's that, and then we want to flatten that out, and then we're going to push them in. So the reason I'm wanting to add quite a bit is taking into account once again the depths for 4mm. So you've got a lot of open space height wise. If you're using your thinner foam pad strips or foam on a roll, you wouldn't necessarily have to do all of this. You can see just here. So I want to make sure that's as central as possible. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to lightly press that into place. Once I'm happy, I'm going to really press that down. Purposely keeping the backdrop white, because I think that adds to that icicle effect and that glistening effect that you've got. You can just use your glitters, of course. You don't have to use microbeads if you don't have them. But we've got that shaker effect that we can see all the way around. And then let's go in with our sentiment here. So if I add my sentiment, so for this, as always, going to go in with my glue. And you can take your time. Of course, these sorts of pieces, you can be using your sprays, your permanent adhesive spray, your double-sided adhesive sheets. They're also a good one. If you do have your Xyron left over, then of course that's another good one that you could be using. But you guys know me by now. You know my go-to is always my Tacky glue. So let's just sketch and colour all the way around the back. Let's work our way all the way around all of these little swirls. And then what I'm going to do is you can either use a glass mat to kind of decant and spread, or I am just going to lightly spread it on the back of my hand, like so, just taking any little excess bits off. And then going to follow that in. Because that outer die is bigger than the sentiment die, you've still got that framework, that acetate framework all the way around. So it's as if the sentiment's kind of hovering in midair. You could get away with cutting this down to about 5x5, making it smaller, maybe putting it onto a 6x6 card blank. But as you can see there, putting it onto the 7x7, which I love. This could be a box lid if you want to. And then let's take all these bits. Still just a little bit too plain for me at the moment, although I don't want to do too much. So if I, here we go, this tiny little butterfly die. I think it's from a Gemini Mini, the original Gemini Mini die set called Floral Bouquet. So there's that one. And I think I brought out my Hunkydory pearls. Yep, I did. These ones. Just want the black ones. So for this, let's take my Mini. And let's take some more shadeless glitter card. And what I'm going to do is do the butterfly 3 times. Here's my folder, which is here. I'm not sure, might get 3 out of that little bit. So there's 1. Yeah, if it doesn't move and slip. Of course I could use my low tack tape, but let's just go for it. Two, and I'm going to do 3. So 3 butterflies, and then 3 black petals in one corner, and 3 in the opposite. Tie them all well together. So there's those 3. What I'm then going to do is let's bring in my petals. So we're going to use the black ones, and there's 3 different sizes. So I'm going to do dot there, dot there, and dot there. And let's pick up that largest petal. Let's go in with a medium petal, and let's go, do I want to go there? No, let's go there. And then let's go there. And that bit of tacky glue will dry. And then I'm going to do the same here. So dot there, dot there, dot there. Let's take large petal and let's go that corner again. Medium petal. Let's go into there. And then small petal. Let's go into there. So that's them. And then the butterfly, that can go there. That can then go there. So we're creating that diagonal visual. And then let's go, so that's that way. That's that way. No, so let's go that way. So I want that one to be flying that way. That can go that way. And then that one can roughly go about there. Let's turn that just a little bit. Yeah, happy with that. So you're not necessarily always going to see that middle butterfly. It's kind of just as a silhouette on the sentiment. So I'm going to pop that one into there and hold down for a few seconds. That one can go there and hold down for a few seconds. Let's just lift if I can. There we go. Lift the wings up. There. And then that one. Bit of glue into there. And then he or she, Miss or Mrs. Butterfly, can just go into there. Like so. And that is all that I'm going to do when it comes to that one. Nothing more. Let's just move and tilt that one just a little bit more. Press that in. There we go. So we've got our shaker in that back. It blends nicely with the white on the back, but then because we've got the acetate, the happy birthday within the shedless glitter just feels like it's just floating in midair. They were really simple form of creating a shaker and doing some gutting, combining some old and new, which of course the new is that ombre glitter card that we can see just here. Let's add that into there. And then the old is the happy birthday sentiment, expression sentiment. So of course with having that shaker, it's going to shake all the way around. You're going to hear the sound, not necessarily see it at first look, but you're certainly going to hear it. And let's do what I always do as well. Let's finish off with our insert. Let's bring in, just use my guillotine, my paper trimmer while I've got it. So the insert, or the card blank, because it is 7x7, let's take, I'm not going to do my, I don't know if I've got enough normal black I've got black here. Nope. I've got black. I've ran out of my black MAC. Well, no, I don't think I've ran out. I just can't find my pack, my spare packs. And guess what? I've not got any there. Do you know what? This is going to be a very, very luxurious insert where we're going to have some shedless glitter as the insert. So let's take a square piece here. What size is that? 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. Do you know what? Let's leave it 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. Let's come in with our white multi-purpose and cut 6 inch by 6 inch. And because it is the insert, I'm not going to gut the insert there because I don't want to lose any stability when I'm writing on it. So we're going to keep it as it is. So therefore, let's go in with our glue, our wet adhesive. Add that all the way around. That can go into there. And just while I've got the glue out, let's just use the glue to add that onto the back. Of course, this is where I would usually use my double-sided tape, but why not? Just seeing as the glue's out, let's use it. And let's come in with our card blank. Open it up, because I've done a tent fold. That can go into there. And then when I know who I'm giving this to, on whoever's birthday, I can add the relevant insert. And there we go. Happy birthday expression dies. We've cut in to create an aperture where we've then turned it into a shaker, and we've used our baby pink and kind of more of your minty tone of the ombre glitter. That was the 6 by 6. The white layer is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. The black is of course 6 1/2 by 6 1/2, and the card blank is 7 by 7. Finished off with a few of the die cut butterflies from our floral bouquet, which was the original Gemini die set that came out. I don't think it was the mini actually, I think it was the Gemini Go electric cutting machine. Added a few black pearls from Hunkydory Crafts, and of course all the additional items and adhesives, including the actual microbeads, are from Stix2. So hope you enjoyed that one. Let's bring it up again just for you to see there. Really hope you liked that one. Really, you know, quick and it's simple. But as a new crafter, certainly if you've got those dies, I know not many new crafters or new crafters from Crafters Companion may have those dies, but if you do, or a sentiment die with an outside edge, it's a really striking but a confidence builder in a way to, of course, create your shakers. So I really hope you like that one. As always, while you're here, if you haven't already, of course, then just subscribe to my Crafters Companion YouTube channel just by hitting subscribe. If you like this video and any videos that you see, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And what I would recommend, of course, is hit that bell, because although I've not got any set dates as to when I make and post these videos, if you hit that bell as soon as I've uploaded, you're going to get a notification saying Craig Laird CC has posted another YouTube tutorial, so you're going to be alerted straight away for you to then watch till your heart's content. But I hope you really enjoyed that one as much as I really make. I like clean and simple, as you can tell. Until the next time, whatever that project may be, which I have an idea already, we'll see you again later on. Take care, we'll see you soon. Bye.